Well, the 2025 official Vikings schedule is out, and obviously head coach Kevin O'Connell, you've been patiently waiting for the big reveal. When you finally get it in your hands, what's the first thing you looked at this season?
Yeah, you're always looking for, those coaching checkpoints, the bye week, the short week potential. Hey, where do we have some, late night travel from the West Coast back to the East Coast or vice versa? That we're going to be kind of up against it. You're always thinking about the team, how we prepare things, and then you're looking at networks and standalone games, national TV games, because you want your team to be on display.
So, what are your overall thoughts then?
Yeah.
On it.
Well, it was. I had a strong feeling like we would have a chance to open up with a divisional opponent. Been a couple years since we've done that, and Monday Night Football at Chicago. First glance, the first game always matters. So much of what you're going to do from a preparation standpoint will be tied to, maybe not directly, but in many ways, that first game, and then to be back-to-back primetime games, opening up US Bank Stadium. There's nothing better. There week 2 on Sunday Night Football against Atlanta. Staying at home before, we head overseas, but staying at home for a back-to-back home game early in the year is always nice. And then we've got that trip to finish off that first cluster where we'll play Pittsburgh and Cleveland.
Let's talk a little bit more about that trip in particular. I think that's what's catching a lot of people's eyes. Obviously, it was released first, so there was a lot. And you met with the media for Ireland and UK. The thought process behind this, from your perspective, what do you like about being able to have this opportunity to be the first? Yeah,
I think there's some layers to it. Obviously, playing 2 really good football teams. With the NFC North and the AFC North kind of pairing up schedule-wise this year, we do get to avoid trips to some tough home environments, possible outdoor elements, things that come into play when you think about what it's going to be like for your team to go on the road and play. We've handled those trips really well to Tottenham Stadium twice since I've been here over the last 3 years, and now we're just going to add the element of Dublin, Ireland, which is exciting. It's really cool to be the first team to play a regular season game over there along with Pittsburgh, and then it's about an hour flight, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, depending on the weather that day, from Dublin to London. So not necessarily a big time change, and I know we're not going to be traveling the same mileage that maybe fans think of. Ireland back to MSP, back to London. That's not how we'll do it. But my faith in the people that help put those trips together, Tyler Williams, his staff, Paul Martin and Chad Lundeen, knowing our ops department, and then all of our resources with the players know that everything's going to be done to make sure we give ourselves a chance to play 2 good football games. And if you can, somehow come back from that trip with 2 wins, that'll be a huge kickstart to the next couple phases of the season.
Sounds like you guys have already thought about just the process of how you're going to handle the trip, when to go out, how to treat the players, and things like that.
I think it's important that if you're going to take on an undertaking like this, I think we're equipped for it. I think it gives us the opportunity for our continued development of our brand, and not only in London, where we've found a great home over the past 2 trips we went there, but now in Ireland as well, and I think we're all excited about the opportunity to do it. And as a coach, you're always looking for those times where you can kind of get that pseudo camp feel. We're going away. It's just us. I'm sure there'll be some family travel and some guys bringing families along the way, but let's go away. Let's get away from any distractions. Let's bunker down and worry about football for 10 plus days and try to get a couple wins.
And so that's the first third of the season. You end that with a bye week. You head into weeks 7 through 12, which we'll talk about next. And you kick it off with a game against the Super Bowl champions, followed by a Thursday night football contest and Chargers, similar to the way the schedule played out last season after your bye week.
Yep, for sure. And as fans will remember, that you don't love having the bye close to that Thursday game. You love to have that spread out a little bit, but we end up getting that draw, and we're going to have to get rested, recovered, because the Super Bowl champs coming into US Bank Stadium off the bye. Going to be a heck of a challenge, but love getting a chance to play them at home. Been to the link a couple times since I've been the coach here, and like I said, it'll be good to get them to play them on our home turf. But then we're going to have to show, our ability as an organization on the road, going out west again for that Thursday trip. Can be difficult, but not something that we don't know how to handle. We know exactly what we'll do, how we'll prepare. Our players will have zero surprises that week to know what will be getting done. And then, I really view that as a pretty important cluster there, week 7 through 12, knowing that we also have Baltimore and Chicago coming in. So 3 out of 4 there in that stretch coming off the bye at home with that nice little Thursday West Coast Cali trip mixed in there. Yeah, prime time again, exciting.
Okay, so then we go to weeks 13 through 18 where there are another couple of games where you're the standalone game. Prime time against the Cowboys is in there. On Sunday Night Football, you've got the NFC East stretch. That 3 in a row right there. What kind of sticks out to you about what you guys are going to need to do there?
Yeah, I mean, 6 NFC games. The idea of the playoff seedings and the movement that goes on down the home stretch of the season. Every game's going to matter. Every game's going to be really important. All of these teams, more than likely will be very competitive down the stretch. And, we've gone through years where, 4 or 5 out of our last 6 or 7 were division games. Now you're really looking at it, you're going to finish with 2 at home, which will be really nice. US Bank Stadium late in the year. Let's see, we got to make those games matter and see if we can try to generate another home game off of all of this schedule if possible. But I do look at that NFC East, could be wild card implications, could be, some really good teams that whether you're on the road, on prime time, you're on the road going, traveling back east to New York for the Giants game, or the Commanders coming in with a good young team and an electric quarterback, obviously. So challenges across the board. We'll kick off that stretch seeing our friend Sam Darnold in Seattle, and we'll finish it off with that Green Bay Packers to be determined.
There we go.
As fans know.
Stuck in between there is a Christmas Day game, which is something that has not happened for the Vikings often in their history. What is exciting about being able to face last year's NFC North champion on Christmas Day and on another different network? It's on Netflix this time around.
And at home.
And at home, of course.
I think it's it's going to be another short week for our team, but the unique holiday weeks, whether it's Thanksgiving or the Christmas week, you're always, as a head coach, trying to preparing your team with allowing your players to still celebrate the holidays with their families. So getting to play on Christmas and knowing we'll have that nice little mini bye right afterwards makes my job easy that week, but certainly a difficult task with the Lions coming in late in the year. Imagine those 2 games late in the year. We'll be playing, 8 quarters of football for hopefully a lot on the line and in front of the best fans in football at US Bank Stadium.
All right, one more question before I let you go. There is obviously a lot of games. We talked about the standalone games and the primetime games, all these unique matchups that the Vikings have this year. What do you think that says about the way the NFL perceives what the Vikings will do?
Well, I think, you go year to year in this league, and sometimes the schedule draw can be strong. Sometimes it can be perceived as, a stronger week or whatever it is. None of it matters. But what I do know is the NFL values the Minnesota Vikings. We're on a lot of different networks. We're standalone games. We're international back-to-back weeks. We've got a Christmas Day game, Netflix, Prime, CBS, Fox, NBC, ESPN, you name it. So pretty cool for not only our fans, but fans around the United States of the Minnesota Vikings, because we have fans everywhere. You and I have experienced that. You walk into stadiums coast to coast internationally, and you see purple, you hear Skol chants. So to know that you just got to flip on your TV and you're not going to have to do much to find us many weeks is an exciting thing, and I think it speaks to the team that we've made here. We've got star power, we've got great storylines, we've got people that fans, and I think they respect the fact that they know we've got a bunch of players who love football and are going to be entertainers, because that's our job in the purest form. Right behind winning is entertaining, and that's what makes our league so great.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, Coach. Appreciate it. I hope the fans listen to what you say and go buy their tickets right now.
Let's go. Let's go.